Hello everyone, and a very warm welcome to all of you tuning in to this Rungta IAS Academy Explainer. Today we've got a seriously high-yield, deeply analytical session lined up for you, focusing strictly on international relations. We are going to decode a major geopolitical flashpoint that directly impacts India's strategic autonomy. So grab those notebooks, because we're going to break this down systematically for your GS Paper 2 preparation.
To give you a quick roadmap of what we're covering, our agenda includes the recent Washington-New Delhi meet, the core of the Hormuz crisis, the contrasting claims from the U.S. and Iran, India's multi-alignment strategy, and finally, what this all means for our trade and energy security. Let's just dive right into the first topic. Right, kicking things off with Section 1, the Washington-New Delhi meet. This is the immediate current affairs trigger we need to examine today.
Now, establishing this immediate context is absolutely vital for your mains answers. According to recent reports in The Hindu, a senior official from Washington just wrapped up a highly significant 4-day visit to New Delhi. This visit is crucial because it really sets the stage for high-level diplomatic dialogues regarding global supply chains and maritime trade. Let's quickly break down the key personalities involved here. From the United States, we had U.S. Senator Marco Rubio. Representing the Indian side were our External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar, along with Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri. Now, their core agenda was crystal clear, and it's a phrase you should definitely use as a keyword in your answers: ensuring safe and unimpeded maritime commerce.
Which brings us to Section 2, the Hormuz crisis itself, an absolute textbook geopolitical flashpoint.
Aspirants, please make sure you mark this entire region for your prelims mapping. It is a critical conflict zone right now. To establish our timeline, we have to look at the unprecedented escalation that followed the February 28th launch of the U.S.-Israel war on Iran. That specific date is a real game changer. It marks a severe shift in Gulf geopolitics, directly threatening the stability of global energy corridors.
Let's look at the actual conflict matrix on the ground. The U.S. claims its military campaign has effectively destroyed Iran's navy and its long-range missile capabilities. Their stated goal here? To absolutely prevent Iran from ever possessing a nuclear weapon. But, the immediate real-world impact of all this is massive disruption to global supply chains. In fact, Senator Rubio explicitly called out the chokehold that Iran has sustained on the Strait of Hormuz, framing it as a major vulnerability for global maritime trade.
This perfectly transitions us into Section 3, contrasting geopolitical claims. Remember, keeping your academic neutrality here is absolutely key.
When you are drafting your mains essays, objectively articulating both sides of an issue without taking a personal stand is non-negotiable. So let's look at the facts. On one side, you have the U.S. stance, articulated by Marco Rubio. He defines the strait as an international waterway, accusing Iran of holding civilian vessels hostage and laying mines. But on the flip side, the Iranian stance, presented by their foreign minister, Saeed Abbas Araghchi, firmly claims that the strait falls entirely within the territorial waters of Iran and Oman. He insists there are, quote, no international waters in between.
And it's not just about territory. There's a really intense economic standoff happening over transit tolls. The U.S. goal is an open Strait of Hormuz, completely free of any transit tolls. Contradicting this entirely, Iranian officials have indicated they actually intend to start charging money for services provided to ships transiting the strait. So you can see exactly how these geopolitical, territorial claims translate directly into massive financial costs for global maritime commerce.
All of this complexity naturally leads us to Section 4, India's multi-alignment strategy.
So, how exactly does India navigate this geopolitical minefield? Well, before defining our own position, consider Washington's perspective on us. Senator Rubio stated, and I quote, "I don't view our relation with any country in the world as coming at the expense of our strategic alliance with India." He was essentially dismissing concerns over tactical-level ties between Pakistan and the U.S. in the Gulf, and firmly reaffirming the overarching long-term strategic alliance with New Delhi. And that U.S. perspective really sets the stage for India's own diplomatic posture. So what exactly is a multi-alignment strategy? As practically demonstrated by E.A.M. Jaishankar, it's the diplomatic ability to maintain very strong relations simultaneously with conflicting state actors. Think about it. India is among the very few nations that successfully hold strong ties with the U.S., Israel, Iran, and the Gulf countries all at the exact same time. Please jot this down. This concept is excellent fodder for scoring high in your GS Paper 2 answers.
Let's move to our final analytical part, Section 5, Trade and Energy Security and its real domestic impact. As UPSC aspirants, we must always connect international conflicts back to our domestic realities. First up, energy. The prevailing risks in Hormuz create an absolute urgent need for India to diversify its energy supplies. Second, our diaspora. A major agenda point during the recent meetings was securing visa issues for skilled Indian workers. And third, bilateral trade. India really has to carefully navigate the current U.S. administration's broader trade policies, especially those designed to counter what they call outsourcing-based economies.
To really underscore the long-term, bipartisan nature of these ties, former U.S. President Donald Trump, during a telephone address at the Bharat Mandapam event celebrating 250 years of U.S. independence, stated, "India can count on me 100% and our country." This level of cross-party validation from the United States, it is a huge testament to the sheer success of India's strategic autonomy.
To wrap up today's explainer, I want to leave you with a mock personality tests question to chew on. How should India balance its vital energy needs in the Gulf while maintaining strategic alliances with both the U.S. and Iran amidst the Hormuz crisis? I really encourage all of you to critically synthesize everything we've decoded today to formulate your own robust answer to this. Thank you so much for joining us here at the Rungta IAS Academy. Keep studying smart, and we'll see you in the next session.